Mrs. C, what's up, ma'am?
Hi, how are you?
Awesome. It's great to see you, and thank you so much for being willing to do this. I totally appreciate that. Ma'am, so for everyone to just kind of get to know you just a little bit, can you just share how long you guys have been homeschooling, how long you've been with Classical Conversations, and how long you've been directing?
So I have 5 daughters. I have a 13, an 11, a 10, an 8, and a 5-year-old. And we have been homeschooling since the beginning. I have done lots of things. I've piecemealed. I have done boxes. I've done co-ops. I've done a lot of stuff. And we discovered Classical Conversations 4 years ago. This will be our 4th year.
How long have you been directing, ma'am?
I've been directing. This will be my 4th year.
So like from Jump Street?
Yes, I actually had never seen a foundations class before I said I would direct. We moved out to Scottsbluff, Nebraska.
Scottsbluff? No way! That's where my wife is from.
Well, when you guys come out for the eclipse, you should come visit us.
That's right. Yes, ma'am. That's awesome. And my father-in-law preached in a couple sermons in Morrill, and then Mitchell.
That's where we're at. That's where my husband is an associate pastor at.
That's crazy. That's great, man. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm sorry, I got all distracted there. So
my husband is dying to know what church is at. He was at.
I'll have to check. I'll have to check, ma'am. Yeah. It was a cowboy church.
There are little fingers of CC throughout the country. That's what I've discovered, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, ma'am. Amen. That's great. So the question, ma'am, for the day for you is, why did you choose to direct? And I'll even add a piece there. Why did you choose to direct, like from Jump Street? And then why have you continued to choose to direct, ma'am?
So when we moved out to Scottsbluff, we had started to prepare ourselves that we were going to use Classical Conversations because this was the best material and curriculum. And there was absolutely no way that I could have ever possibly put this amount of information together. And I fell in love with the classical education model. I thought that's what I'm missing. And so when we realized we were moving out to Scottsbluff, my husband said, there's not a Classical Conversations community out there. Why don't we just start one? And I said, okay. And it became something where I knew that this is what I wanted my children to do. And so I needed to know it myself. I needed to know the process. And I was willing to give them a community, whether we had one or not. And so this is a very insulated community. There's about 30,000 people in the 10-mile radius, 20-mile radius, and then for an hour and a half, there's nothing but lots of farmland. And so we have always been a small community. We have always had one year I made it up to 2 classes of students. But knowing that this is what I was going to do for my children, regardless if the Lord brought anyone in to join us in this journey, I knew that that's what I was going to do. And so I've continued to direct. And this is not an ideal situation for Classical Conversations, but with lots of grace and mercy, we're doing the best that we can. So I am the director, but I also have to tutor my foundations and my essentials class. For whatever reason that the Lord has put us in these particular circumstances, I've had parents who aren't eligible to be tutors yet, and this is what I would do for my children, and so I'll go ahead and do it at the community this is what I would do at home. So, and maybe one day the Lord will make us into a larger program. But for right now, this is where we're at.
That's great, man. Could you share maybe an encouraging verse that has really been helpful for you or encouraged you through your, through y'all's homeschooling journey?
I like going back and thinking about the threefold cord, strengthening one another. And at various times we've had, a couple of different families, but there really is something very encouraging about having those families who come with you and join you on this journey, especially for the fellowship of the children and for the parents. One of the families who is in our community, she is now going to be my Challenge A director. And so she has stepped into this position of being able to encourage my student and her student with an entirely new learning process for them. And just knowing that they're all going through it together. It's a beautiful thing to see. Everybody is totally nervous and excited and, delightfully overwhelmed with, oh my goodness, all this new information, but they're all doing it together. And I think that's a beautiful thing for our children and our families to realize that we're all redeeming our education and while at the same time giving them what we didn't have.
Yes, ma'am. That's great. Those y'all that are watching that may like to learn more about potentially directing, please check out Classical Conversations YouTube channel and just search the playlist called Meet CC Directors, and you'll get a chance to see Mrs. C's interview along with some other awesome directors that we've been able to interview. And also check out classicalconversations.com/CC Director, and you'll get a chance to see some more information about directing and some more helpful videos and information there. So thank you so much, Mrs. C. God bless you all. And great to meet you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.